Hi, this is Morgan for T3, and in my hand I have the Apple iPad 2, unveiled by Steve Jobs himself in San Francisco today. It's not just a refresh for the Apple iPad, it is a redesign. Not a smaller screen, but they've made it so much thinner, just 8.8 millimeters thin. And even better news, it's going to be available in the US from March the 11th and across 26 other countries on March the 25th. Can it compare to the original? Is it any good? Let's take a closer look at it. The first thing you'll notice as soon as you get the iPad 2 in your hands is how light it is. It's just 589 grams light, and as we mentioned, it's thinner than the original iPad, making it thinner than the iPhone 4. It's just 8.8 millimeters thin. Now, all those queries about how to hold it in one hand, they've been answered without making the screen size smaller, but you now can actually hold it in one hand because it's lighter and thinner. But Apple haven't scrimped on what's inside. There's a brand new dual-core A5 processor that's given the iPad a hefty processing boost. It's twice as fast when it comes to CPU power and 9 times faster graphics, which makes it amazing for gaming. There's also now a front-facing camera and a rear-facing camera that'll do HD videos. The front-facing is ideal for what many were touting it would be for, and that's for FaceTime. So you can do it with the iPhone 4, the MacBook Pros, and the iPod Touch. The iPad 2 will come with iOS 4.3, and with that comes a few perks. 2 new apps, that's GarageBand and iMovie for the iPad. There's also a little tweak that they've done. The button on the side, which was to stop auto-rotate, can now also double up as mute. There's even better news from Apple. It's going to be available not only in black, but in white as well, and they're shipping it pretty fast, as we mentioned. It's going to be available on March the 11th in the US and March the 25th across 26 other countries. People are definitely excited here at the event. We caught up with a few of them. What did you think of the Apple iPad 2?
Yeah, I liked it. Faster, lighter, whiter. What's not to like?
The video editing on the fly, I mean, just incredible. I thought, as a videographer myself.
GarageBand app is so amazing. I never thought I would say that, but I just made quite a cool tune in about 2 minutes. It's really great.
They can now detect how hard you're pressing things, and I play piano, and so for me, squeezing my hands like Pringle hands just to play the piano is going to be a bit weird, but the fact that it will now know how hard you're pressing the screen, that's pretty cool.
Well, I think on the surface it looks like lots of little things, but when you actually get your hands on the device, you realise that it's actually a lot sexier. It's really made a big improvement to the iPad, and I've got to admit, I really, really want one.
A very good device on its own, but I think the rumour mill's built it up to be something that it perhaps everybody thought it might be, and it wasn't. That's the joy of the rumour mill. But compared to the competition, yeah, it still stands up on its own. It's still going to power forward as they expect.
I can see that a lot of people like more improvements, but since they clearly have a huge lead in this sector, nobody else has actually come up yet with something that's as desirable or something that's got that amazing range of software and apps for it. I still think it's enough to keep it ahead probably for the rest of the year. But who knows, in 2 or 3 years' time it might be totally different.
The price is exactly the same, as Steve Jobs was very proud to announce. That's the cheapest coming at $499. Another thing they've kept the same is the battery life. They're claiming it'll be 10 hours battery life and up to a month on standby. And finally, another thing that we did spot on the iPad 2, along with all the new apps, was T3 is already on there. You can download the sampler now on the iPad 2 of the latest edition. It's just a few weeks for us to wait till we can get our hands on one, but for now, this is the Apple iPad 2.